So I have two phones. I have a Samsung Z Fold 3, which I've had for a year. It's a really good phone. It's a bit heavy, and at times it's more than I need in a phone. So I also have a Samsung S10, which I bought just after I bought my BMW RT, and for the purpose of having a second phone to fit in that bike because it was all app operated. But what I do is I swap the two SIMs out, because there are times, a bit like today, where I just want a lighter phone, something to just do the basics. So they're both set up, and they both do the similar things. But if I had to keep one, well, I'd keep the Z Fold. It's just a better phone device all round. But the S10 is functional, does the job. I have two bikes. I have my Goldwing, which I absolutely love, but there are times when it's more than I actually need. Sunday afternoon, one little poodle, so here's the second one, the Himalayan, the equivalent to, I think, the S10. And in the last video I posted about my Goldwing, a couple of people asked me how I was getting on with the Himalayan, and I said, quite honestly, not sure, don't really ride it. So here's a quick review really of how I'm getting on, maybe not the best words. I've ridden it about 400 miles, so not a lot. Since I've had the Goldwing, which I bought in May, I've done just under 4,000 on that. And when I tend to go out, I tend to take the Wing before I take this. So I'm finding it a difficult bike to love, and I don't know why. What I will say, what you're getting is a functional machine. If you pay your £4,600 or whatever they're going to be now with inflation, what you're not going to get is a quality motorcycle for a low price. There are compromises all over this thing that mean that actually you're getting what you pay for. I changed the spark plug yesterday. What a faff. But it is much better running with a new spark plug. The fit and finish is okay, but coming over the dash you can see that it's misted. It's a well-known problem with them, but should it happen these days? And then on the electrics, well, the clock currently says, if I turn it on, 10:59 p.m. I've never changed the time. You see it's the misting. I've never changed it ever since I've had it, because the buttons which change the time don't actually work. On this dial here, which is linked to my phone, it's not linked to my phone right now, 15:42, the time is actually 4:30. Here you've got some form of compass. Well, let me tell you, I don't know where we are, nor does it. Electrics wise, let's just say it's sort of 1970s Lancia. It's just all over the place. So a 400-mile bike, but you've got quite a lot of rust, fixes and fittings. It lives in my garage, doesn't get cleaned very often, but it lives in my garage. Plenty of rust, fairing, stuff really, not always sure it should be doing. But then again, it didn't cost a huge amount of money. What it does do well, and it's really the reason that I bought it, very nimble, goes anywhere, and if I happen to drop it, I'm not going to worry too much about it. You know, if I drop the Goldwing or the RT that preceded it, it's a lot of money. Drop this, well, would I even fix it? Screwdrivers, bendy stuff, don't know. I've added some things, you can't see them now, but they are SW Motec Legend panniers, and I put this ammo pouch on the side, which lets me just carry some waterproof a day like today where I'm not sure what's going to happen. quad lock, because if you need directions, you need to Google. And yes, it does have an app, and yes, it was supposed to do satellite navigation. That's all marketing. It doesn't work. I am thinking of selling it because it just doesn't get used. But I've had 2 bikes for many years, and I'm reluctant to go down to one. Don't really have the money to go out and buy something else. I'd really like a Harley, but hey ho. So I think what I'm going to do is stick with it and see how much I ride it over winter and see what I use it for. In its defence, it's inoffensive as it goes anywhere. It's not very fast. The cold running is shockingly bad. It just keeps cutting out even with a new plug. But I go places on this that I wouldn't go anywhere else. I just turned down some country lane because I saw a sign and I thought, that's interesting, let's go and see that. And on these sorts of little tracks, actually it's pretty good. Just right, low speed riding, bit of off-roading. As you can see, I've done some already. So in its defence, it does those things reasonably well. Would I recommend it? No, I wouldn't. I actually think it's worth spending more on maybe the Yamaha Tenere 700 or a good used off-road bike. To me, there's too many compromises on quality, and yes, the price is low. I have ridden Royal Enfields before. I've ridden one all around Normandy. I've ridden one, I actually rode one from Tring to Portsmouth, and quite enjoyed it. But somehow, I don't quite know how, somehow this just doesn't seem to have any soul. And in some ways it reminds me of the Tesla that I test drove. Functional and did everything, but at the end of it, it was utterly forgettable. And I think that's my problem with this. In the end, it sits in my garage and I forget about it. Whereas my wing sits in my garage and I really look forward to riding it and champ at the bit when I can't. So for all those who love the Himalayan, sorry I don't. I'll continue to do some ride outs and see how I get on with it. But for me, sorry guys, it isn't worth even the £4,600 I paid for it.